Hey, what's going on? This is Michael Love and Freedom. I hope everybody's doing well today. This is not going to be a very long video. I just want to jump on here and address some of the questions. I'm not going to get to all the questions. And I recently just checked my email where I've received a lot of questions in regards of our travel experience. And there's been a lot of people interested in traveling abroad. Whether it's for a short period of time or vacation, or, I had a few that asked, they was considering maybe relocating. And I'll just tell you right off back, I'm no travel expert. And I can't really answer questions like that because I have let's just put it like this. I have no way to know what a person has going on in their life. And when we travel, I base most of our travel experience on us, or, things that we do or how we do certain things. So at no point I can tell someone how to live their life or how they travel or what they should do or how they shouldn't do it. And most of the time when I base things on what happened during our travel, it's because that's what we did, not something that's mandatory. I know it could be very tedious at times, when you're traveling out of the country for the first time and you're a little skeptical of places to go or how you do it or the procedure, the process that you take, the initial steps that you take. And there's a lot of people that for some reason just choose to use, a tour guide or travel planner or travel advisor or travel agency just to travel. And I don't knock it. If you got that kind of mindset and money, then why not let someone do the legwork for you? But I'm the type of person that I like to investigate and search for my own, because only I know what I like. And I'm not going to allow someone else to try to pick my comfort, because what one person like, the other person may not. So I try to do a lot of research on my own before I take those steps. So that's why I tell people that, I'm not sure how they would like, this certain area or this certain thing. I know what we like. And one of the questions that's always coming up, people always asking me what travel agency you use. And I don't try to be funny about it. I don't try to sound arrogant about it. I just tell them I don't use travel agencies. I'm my own travel agency. And what I mean by that is I do my own research. I take time to review, check out places. I check the reviews on the places. I go on Google Maps. I check what's around me. I do a little work. I do a lot of lead work on things, when we travel. We don't just jump out there like a chicken with our head cut off. And that's what been helping our travel to be so smooth. I'm not saying everything's been perfect, but we haven't had any issue where that was major issues, maybe minor things that was easy taken care of, whether on our end or the host end or agency, flight or, transportation that we're dealing with. Nothing major, thank God. But that was the number one question asked about what agency that we use. I want to just nip that in the bud, said there is no travel agency that we use. If you choose a user agency, then that's on you. I can't tell you what to do, but just to get that out the way, get that out clear, there's no travel agencies that we use. Now moving right along. The next question that mostly arise in my email for what I've seen. Let me go through my list here. I have a few questions. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to answer all the questions today. This is going to be a multiple video, depending on, like, we've been to numerous of countries, and I'm not going to have it in certain order of the way we travel, but I'm going to answer some of the questions in the way that I can just think of off the top of my head of certain things that we did, because this is going to be a long process of answering these questions, because I thought about waiting till we got back stateside and just do a long Q&A about it. But I've been getting numerous of emails about, these questions, or been reached out, certain people asking about how did I do it, or who do I go through, or stuff like that. So I just want to throw some things out there and go from there. And then eventually maybe I have a Q&A session where people will just come on and ask the questions, and I'll do my best to try to answer them to the best of my ability. Like I said, I'm no travel expert. It's just that I know what we enjoy. So I hate to sound like I'm just repeating myself, but that's just what it is. We go back into the questions, one of the main questions, which is a very good question, and this is what you need to know once you have all your finance and stuff in order. The number one question is, they ask, do I need a visa to enter? And I'm gonna start out with Thailand. I'm just gonna say Thailand. I could go back to DR or Jamaica, but we're gonna just start out with Thailand since we already on this side of the world. Thailand, ask, do I need to obtain a visa, to go to Thailand? And that was the question that was thrown at me countless of time, instead of, they can do their own research on their own. But hey, I have no problem answer the question, especially if some people not computer savage or whatever, and they don't, really don't know where to go look for it. But it's pretty simple. And I'm just going to read off verbatim from some of the criteria, or this is not coming from me. These are some of the things that's coming from immigration, people that's visa exempt. This is verbatim. It says citizens of many countries can enter Thailand without a visa for tourism purpose and stay up to 30 days if arriving by air, or 15 days if arriving by land. This is known as the visa exempt rule. Now, the countries under the exempt rules includes United States, Canada, and most EU countries, Australia and Japan. Now, don't quote me on that. I think they did change the visa recently for Thailand. So you might want to do your research on that and check and see if they did change it to extend it to 60 days. I'm not sure. And then they said, visa on arrival. You can get a visa on arrival. Citizens of some countries can obtain a visa on arrival, allowing them to stay in Thailand for up to 15 days. Now, this visa is typically issued at the airport or border checkpoint. You'll need a passport valid at least 30 days still left on your passport, a confirmed return flight ticket within 15 days, and a proof of sufficient funds. And to give an example, I think people like of Mexico or somewhere like that, they can only get 15 days in Thailand. Tourist visa. If you plan on staying longer than a visa exemption period, or if your country is not eligible for a visa on arrival, you'll have to apply for a tourist visa. The tourist visa typically allow you to stay up to 60 days and can often be extended for an additional 30 days in Thailand. So there it is. If you arrive on a visa exemption, which they give you 30 days already, you can go back and you can extend, the 60 days, put in for the extension of the 60 days. And how to obtain a visa, you go to the website, or you apply at the airport or land border checkpoint. You can apply at the embassy or the consulate in your home country before traveling. You'll need to submit a complete application form, passport size photo, a valid passport, a copy of your flight itinerary, and a proof of sufficient funds. Now, the e-visa can be done online. You can apply through the Thai government portal, and I'll try to put that in the description somewhere here on the video so you can know. And like I said, I want to keep this video real short. This was just 2 questions that been thrown out there, and I'll get into more depth about certain travel experience that we've had. And I think before I end this, I'm gonna elaborate on one other question before I end this video. So let's get into the next question. Now, the next question that came about across to me, and this question is going to be real cut and dry, simple. People were asking me about exchanging. What do I just change my money? And I would always advise people, you haven't exchanged your currency in your home at your bank, local bank, got the currency, then do not, if you can avoid it, do not exchange your currency at the airport, because the rates are going to be a lot more expensive to exchanging. You can do it at major banks in Thailand, such as, Bangkok Bank, SE Bank, even at the airport. Like I said, you want to stay away from those currency at the airport. I mean, unless you necessarily have to, ATMs, man, last resort that you use ATMs, because the ATM fees can go anywhere from 200 to 250 baht, which is about anywhere from $5 to $7. Yes, you heard me correctly. $5 to $7. That's just their charges, not including the charges that you're going to get charged from your bank as well. So you got to keep that in mind. That's your last resort. And if you stand at a hotel, their ATMs in their hotel, be aware that they give you the least amount for your money. And also, some of those ATMs in our hotel places want to allow you to take a very small amount, $20, $30 at some time. And then they charge you the full price, $5 to $7 to take $20 out. So you got to be careful of that. You definitely want to make sure you got enough cash to take care of things that you need to do during a cash transaction. And you also have to be aware that there's a lot of places that do not accept credit cards. You'll find a few places that don't accept credit cards because a lot of the people, small businesses, they don't want to have to pay those Visa charges and stuff that they charge them fees to use their service. So you got to be careful on that as well. One other thing I'm missing about there it is, my notes. Also, a very important factor that you want to remind yourself to let your bank, whatever banking institution you're using, that you are traveling out of country. You definitely want to let them know. You don't want to get somewhere and your card is locked, or they suspect fraud, and a lot of banks will say if they suspect fraud, they will go ahead and cancel your card and then tell you to wait on a new card to come in the mail because that card is no longer available or no longer useful. And they'll block that card and you will be SOL. SOL is shit out of luck, pretty much. So you want to make sure that you notify them that you're leaving out of the country, and try to tell them about how long you're going to be gone. And if you do have that problem, you want to make sure you have a way to contact them utilizing a 1-800 number. And I will tell you guys more about utilizing overseas or abroad number at the later video. I do plan on catching up with these questions, bringing you guys more video, but I wanted to bring these quick questions to you guys' attention real quick so you can be at least started preparing yourself for your next or your first trip abroad, overseas, or wherever it may be. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Until the next one. Bye now. Peace. One love.